No, don't do it, Jeffrey. Don't support that evil company. Oh, it's too late. Jeffrey's bought Tinder Gold. Finally, unlimited likes. He swipes, he swipes, he swipes, he swipes, he swipes. No matches. Jeffrey, if Tinder didn't work, then Bumble isn't. Oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's paid for a premium account on all of the dating apps that he can find. He's desperate. But worst of all, he spent this money and he's still not attracting any women. Adonis attracts women just like brown men attract random bag searches. He implements the two-step process of meeting girls, which is far more effective than what every other guy does. Because of that, Adonis has abundance. What a powerful feeling. This is how he met Anastasia. I don't want to waste your time like most other YouTubers would, where they'll lead you up with some bullshit and then, waste your time for 5 minutes and Dollar Shave Club advertisements. There is a two-step process that is more effective of meeting more new women than any other way that you've heard of before. Step 1. Go outside more. You need to be outside of your house, and so go outside, sign up to sports clubs, go to the gym frequently, go to bars, cafes, restaurants, go to town center, go shopping. You literally have to be outside of your house way more to meet new girls who aren't online. And if you're relying on like fucking online, bro, if you are a Chad, if you're very attractive, if you have very good pictures, fine. Go on Instagram, go on Tinder, and like you'll be able to get an abundance through that, fair enough. But you wouldn't be watching this video if you were one of those guys, so have some fucking respect, don't lie. You would not be watching this video if you were one of those guys. Those guys don't need to watch two-step process to attract girls. You're not a fucking Chad, bro. That means that you can continue with this bullshit of like, oh, but Tinder and stuff, fine. Continue using it if you want. But the way that you can meet so many new girls is specifically you need to be outside. That's step 1. Be outside of your house. Specifically, like I want to drill this into your fucking mind. You need to be outside of your house more often. You need to have reasons to go outside. The majority of men do nothing outside. They go to school or work, come back home, literally sit at home all day and only go outside maybe for the gym, nothing else. And then step 2, the very important part, is that when you are outside, you want to get into a social flow. You want to think less about like cold approaching women and start just being that confident, social, warm guy who's speaking to like everyone around. Walk past people, nod at them, say hello to them, say good morning, good afternoon to them. Get into your gym, and if your gym has like a reception area, have a very quick chat with like the receptionist there. Go through if your gym has like a restaurant. My gym has a restaurant, so speak to the waitresses there. Very quick conversation. Get into the changing rooms, speak to a guy there. He's getting changed. Ask him, oh, did you just finish your work? I was like, oh no, he's just come in. Oh, like, what are you going to train today? Oh, you're going to train this? Oh, like, well, that exercise, like, oh, I hurt my back. Get into a fucking conversation like a normal human being instead of just being tied down onto your phone, just fucking forward neck posture on your phone. That's the reason why you feel lonely, is because you've placed everything online. The girls who are actively dating online, bro, they've got many fucking options. Being just another notification on her phone, being just another Tinder match, just another fucking cringy guy in her DMs. You're not special, you're not going to stand out, but being that social, confident, warm guy who's navigating life, just speaking to so many people, having fun conversations, and then you spoke to 5 people today. You're going to the gym, you spoke to like 5-6 people, you've had small conversations, and then speaking to that cute girl that you're attracted to in the gym isn't difficult because you're already in the social flow. And guess what? Maybe no guy has spoke to her in person, at least today, maybe this week. You've probably heard before that like, oh, hot girls get approached all the time. No, they fucking don't. No, they fucking don't. If by approach you mean like the little bitch approach that men do, which is like they'll look at her and say nothing, then yeah. But women don't get approached anywhere near as much as you actually think, because the majority of men are fucking cowards. The majority of men will see a woman that they're attracted to and do nothing other than just keep looking at her. Like I see this all the time in my gym. I literally will see like an attractive girl walk by, and I'm literally more like observant of the guys than actually the girl these days. I care more about looking at the guys and just seeing them, and it just makes me cringe every time, because I'll literally see them like stop their workout, get distracted, look at her, and just kind of like keep looking at her. When she's doing something, just keep looking, and saying nothing. If there's one single tip I could give you in terms of like you want to start meeting more girls outside, you want to start like approaching more and getting like numbers and sleeping with or dating the women that you meet in your normal day-to-day life, it's to get into a social flow. This is something that all of these like cringy pickup artists, alpha males never pick up on, because they always say like, oh, the 7 best direct approach openers. Shut the fuck up. If it's in your mind of what I should say, you are not in the social flow and you're not going to be confident. You're not going to be sexy when you go up to her. Keep that in mind, okay? If you have thoughts in your mind when you see this girl of like, oh, what should I say? What would be the most effective direct cold approach opener? That means you're not in a flow state. You are in a flow state when you have no thoughts. You're just totally like present. You're just here now. You're not deep in your mind. You're kind of in a flow state when, for example, you just suddenly see like an old friend who you're really, really good with, and you get really hyped. You're not thinking like, what would be the most effective? Shut the fuck up. You're not thinking that. That's the same energy that you want when you're navigating life. You're going outside more with somewhat of the intention that, yeah, like, I want to meet more girls. I'm a young man. I'm horny. I want to like date. I want to have intimacy. Yeah, of course I do. This is how normal men met normal women 5-10 years ago, and now this is seen as weird by like these internet communities. When you're in a social flow, it is a beautiful experience. I want to tell you exactly how to get into one. You get into the flow state by building it up slowly. You're not just suddenly you're just gonna get into it. You get into this flow state, like this magical moment where you feel so social. You have like none of these like thoughts, you know, this insecure thought of like, what should I do with my hands? And like, what should I say? You have none of those thoughts in your mind when you've already been quite social today and you've leveled it up from the bottom. So this is called progressive overloading. You probably know of that concept, don't you, from the gym? Progressive overload. So progressive overload is when we start small, we start light, and we add more and more and more as time goes on, not straight away. So in the gym, we don't just come in, set heavy weight, and do it straight away. Like when we're not warmed up, we warm up, we use light weights, we use slightly heavier weights, and then it's our heavy weight. We've already progressively overloaded. This is what most young men miss out on. They don't speak to anyone in the communities, they don't hold eye contact with anyone, and then they go out to cold approach. So it's like they're going from here to try and do something that requires like this much of a warm up, and they can't do it. What you need to do is cross this gap with like social lubrication, like speaking to more people on the way to the gym, holding eye contact with people and smiling. Just walk past someone and literally say something out of your fucking mouth, because this is another human being that's walking past you. The internet and social media and like technology has fucked the brains of young men, and now this is actually like, I have to give you this piece of advice. I have to literally give you this advice of like, yeah, like go outside and talk to people, as if this is new age fucking advice. And this video is going to get a good amount of views because it is now, because this is actually like a hard thing to do for people. So, you know, this video was supposed to be about like meeting girls, and fair enough, we've covered that. Go outside more, be around cafes and bars and restaurants and gyms and clubs, and, you know, just be fucking social, be outside, have reasons to be outside of your house. If you're struggling with like online dating, then clearly, why would you continue that? If right now you don't get more than 10 matches a day on Tinder and on Instagram, like girls aren't replying to your DMs very often, you're not meeting girls from there, they're like, okay, you've tried it. What's that quote that people keep saying? Albert Einstein, I doubt he even said it, but it's like, oh, and insanity is doing the same thing and expecting the same results. Bro, you're fucking insane. If you have tried online dating and you aren't getting the results that you want, you aren't attracting like a good number of women or like a good quality of women, then you need to try something new. You need to try something new, and the single best thing that you can do is go outside more, have a reason to be outside, and then just be that social butterfly who's just speaking to so many people, and it takes time. The reason why, if you look at the view count of this video, I know for a fact, and you probably know this too, that 99% of those views are young men watching this who aren't going to implement this advice. You know why? Because it's so much easier and more comfortable straight after this video to be a fucking Jeffrey, to grab your phone and go back onto Instagram, to go back onto Tinder. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, it's challenging when you have to literally leave your house looking good, smelling good, and actually get to that stage where you're doing something that's a bit of work. It's not easy to go out and to just suddenly be social when you've been like a fucking hermit, especially over COVID. But this sets you apart. This sets you apart, and especially like, you know, there's criticisms to like approaching girls, but when you have done it, when you are in a social flow state and you've kind of progressively overloaded, you've started with like, you know, the old guy who walks past, you say hello to him. And then there's like some parents with their kid and you just say hello to them and you smile or something. Then you go into the gym, then you have like conversation here, conversation with, you know, the guy that you recognize from the gym. Like, oh bro, we should do a workout together sometime. And then when you get to speak to the girl, it's like, it doesn't even feel like a cringe, like alpha male cold approach anymore. It's literally just one more person that you're speaking to. And it feels so natural to be able to then just up your flirting game with them a bit. It doesn't feel like it's difficult, whereas when you aren't warmed up, when you haven't gotten into that social flow and you see that girl, bro, it fucks with your brain, because like, okay, I'll go speak to her, what should I say? This is why cold approach is so fucking cringe, and it's like, it's not as effective as most people like say it is, because when you have those thoughts in your mind of like, oh, what should I say? Like, you're not going to be fucking effective. But when you're already navigating life with this like flow state, you just feel social, you've had 5 conversations with people, you flirted with the waitress and everything, and now there's a girl that you really want, bro, it's normal, it's natural to be able to escalate things with her. Your biggest issue right now is honestly your technology addiction. And I know that's like a weird thing to say in a video that's about getting girls, but the reason why you need me to make a video like this and remind you like, yeah, go outside and actually speak to people is because you are addicted to technology. You are addicted to YouTube. You're addicted to watching my videos. You're addicted to porn, video games, social media, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. You're addicted to all of these things and they are fucking your capability to go outside and actually enjoy the world and be social. You clicked on this video because you wanted some easy pussy. If you are a Jeffrey, continue with the same life path that you've been on. Continue. If you strive to become more like Adonis, the ultimate man, you need to start implementing the things that actually get you to live like a fucking real life human being instead of like a modern just technology like this drone just consuming content, hyper-stimulating. The single best thing that you can do if you wanted to be more like Adonis, the ultimate man, is to join our cults. Join this revolution. Like, we are uniting against these modern addictions where we are men, like we are a group of men who are fucking sick of social media, porn, video games. That is the root cause of the problem. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have needed to hear this kind of advice. Think about that. 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, you would not have needed to hear this advice. This would have been absolutely common sense. And now it's like revolutionary to tell people like, yeah, like go outside. There's women outside in real life. You just have to go outside. Please just leave your house. Just fucking leave your house, bro. Just fucking look away from the screens and you'll be able to attract some girls. Finally, I need to give a disclaimer. Of course, if you're a slob, if you're unattractive, if you're not confident, if you haven't built yourself up, of course, you will not and you should not attract women when you try and implement this two-step process of going outside. Of course not. Don't think that this was like the easy way out. Like, okay, I just have to go speak to girls, but like I'm 20 pounds overweight and my sense of like dress is fucking trash and I smell. The idea is that you right now should already be improving all pillars of your life. Are you? Are you going to the gym or exercising consistently? Are you leveling up in your career, in a business, in your studies? Are you on that like holistic self-improvement path where you're literally improving your mental health, your social skills, your ability to be present and grateful, your networking skills? Are you developing like confidence and leadership? This advice that I gave in this video and any advice that you find in any video will not work for you if you are like a low value, pathetic young man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. Bro, never click on my video if you're easily offended, if you're sensitive. If you are a pathetic, low value, unproductive, sad, depressed young man, you're not gonna get the things that you want. You're not gonna attract women. No woman wants to be around a man like that. If you stay that way, if you refuse to change, if you don't put in the work, you will stay a Jeffrey forever. And I just wanted you to visualize yourself in like an office wearing a shirt that's too tight around your flabby stomach, pants that are like strangling your fucking balls, sat there like, oh yeah, this is my life now, just working on this computer, like getting all this blue light fucking exposure, working for someone else for like minimum wage, coming home and jacking off and just being so lustful over girls. That is the future for literally 99% of men. Or I want you to visualize perhaps a better future. Your mental health has been improved because you've been on that holistic self-improvement. You've learned from our cult. You've learned the importance of meditation and gratitude. And so now you're happy, you're at peace, you're in nature, you feel so fulfilled and level-headed and focused. You're not depressed. You have the ability to be productive. You use that ability to be productive on your work, your business, your studies. You level up. You're doing well in your finances. You use that to have a good diet. You eat clean, nutritious meals. You go to the gym, you're getting stronger and stronger. Those sleeves are fitting so nicely. It's interesting, your sleeves are tight in your shirt, not your stomach. You're confident as fuck. You're feeling masculine, dominant. You're proud of yourself. In which potential future are you going to meet more women? There are a growing defeatist group of men who will literally try to convince you that there would be no difference. How fucked is that? There is a growing group of men online who will try to convince you that the life that you live and how you develop yourself as a man will make no difference to women being attracted to you. Would it? Fuck. Visualize this life. Flabby office worker, hates himself, comes home, jacks off. Visualize this life more like Adonis. You know for a fact, for 100% certainty, that what you want will come from creating this into reality. You do that by joining our revolution. Click on this video to learn more right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.